Asking the right questions. How to think and evaluate critically. Section 1. Breaking down the big issue. Why would you be saying that? How much do you know about that? What type of issue is that? Breaking down the big issue. When dissecting arguments, seeing a person's reasoning is crucial when evaluating. Every argument has an explicit or implicit issue, that being the topic, and a conclusion. The issue is the foundation where both sides start to think about the argument. Now, there are two types of issues. There are descriptive and prescriptive. Descriptive issues has language such as ought. For example, people often say we ought to help the poor. The phrase stealing is wrong is a prescriptive issue. Being able to differentiate between the type of issues present in an argument is crucial to deduce the reasons from there. How to spot a conclusion that arises from the issue presented. When trying to find the conclusion, think of it as X that marks the spot. You can follow the trail by asking questions while reading. Start by asking, what is the writer's issue? The answer to that question is usually the conclusion. Recognizing conclusions are inferred from reasoning can help understand that the conclusion without reasoning is just opinions in the text. Sometimes finding the conclusion can be as simple as looking at the beginning or the end. Other ways include looking for the words that signify the conclusion, such as thus. Realizing a conclusion isn't things such as examples and statistics, but rather answers to the issues presented. It is rather important to take account of the source information you're digesting from. It can help decode what the conclusion is heading to. If they're known to be biased, assuming what they will say will lead to the conclusion. Finally, just thinking about the issue can lead to the conclusion. Section 2. Reasons and evidence are what makes a conclusion whole. When stating claims, when speaking, the reasons are the cornerstone of an argument. The reasons, beliefs, and opinions we state contribute to the conclusion. Determining the worth of any argument can be done by examining the reasons and evidence the piece presents. The reasons one presents are the rationalization one has as to why they believe the conclusion, while evidence is regarding the static facts that gives credence to one's reason. Studying an argument quality from the reasons and evidence to see if the conclusion holds up. Staying critical not to rush to jumping to conclusions will allow you to take in the argument in its entirety. Always be keen to judge the conclusion based on the whole of the evidence and reasons. The dangers of managed reasoning. Managed reasoning entails that the argument starts from the conclusion and the reasons are found to help the conclusion. An example of this is a defense attorney. Their starting point is protecting their client. They build a case in favor of the client's interests to avoid managed reasoning. It is needed to be critical of what makes a conclusion whole. The guideline is clear and concise explanation of the issue and conclusion. The conclusion is backed with reasons and evidence. Importantly, also having the conclusion answer the issue presented. Having an enticing issue will lead to an intrigued audience being alert. For instance, the excessive screen time society has is killing kindness. Is enticing the person who exactly has experience with the screen to think. In order to avoid managed reasoning's pitfall, it is important to fully articulate one's ideas so the readers and listeners can follow your logical conclusion. And that's my newspaper.